Hello, I'm Ryan Thorpe with UIndyAthletics.com. It is National Signing Day 2014, and I'm sitting with no doubt happy Coach Bob Bartolomeo, head football coach, of course, here at UIndy. Coach, you're announcing, as we speak, you have 29 guys you're announcing right now, including 16 signees. First off, just kind of talk about what kind of day this is for you and your staff.
Well, it's been a long day already, although I know it's early afternoon, and we were up and at it and around the fax machine since 7 a.m. this morning, the first time where faxes could legally come into our program and kids committing, and finally the accumulation of a lot of hard work from our staff. First of all, that's the guys that have done the dirty work, so to speak, is our staff, and they've done a great job in bringing a quality group of young men into our program, and we're still going.
All right, well, I see you have a ton of local guys this year. Looks like 9 of the 16 signees are from the metro area. To what do you attribute your recruiting success here locally?
Well, we like to start at home base, as we call it, and again, it's staying in Marion County and the surrounding counties here is very important for us. We think that there's a lot of great football in the state of Indiana, so we want to make sure that we get our fair share of the state recruits and especially the as you stated, the local kids.
All right. Well, speaking of local kids, one of the bigger names on the list would be Jake Perica. He's a quarterback at Cardinal Ritter. They won the 2A championship last year. He was also the runner-up for Indiana Mr. Football.
Jake's a big get for us. We think he's a quality kid. Comes from a great family, a long list of football people, and his dad's a coach there at Ritter. And again, Jake is a great get for us, good student, and he's the guy we targeted, I want to say last May, in terms of bringing that type of quarterback to our program.
All right, well, I want to jump over to the defense side of the ball, to the defensive backs. That's kind of your domain. It's the biggest bunch, I guess, in terms of numbers. You have 4 DBs you're signing. Talk about that bunch.
Well, Robert Williams is a kid out of Pike. Robert is a very good corner type of player. He's a kid that guy we targeted early on. Again, the kid that we had in our camp in May and kind of followed along, was getting some D1 looks as he went through the recruiting process. Great player. Blake Luker, who is a kid out of New Pal over on the east side of town, and Blake had a great senior year. He played quarterback for the most part, but very similar to Kobe Orris, who's had a great career here and will be finishing up in the fall, in that he played quarterback in high school, but we're going to play him in the secondary with us. We signed 2 kids out of the Chicagoland area, Cecil Nicholson and Martise McClinton, both very explosive players, both guys that can bring a lot of different things to the back end. And with having 3 seniors starters in the secondary next year, we needed to shore up our back end, and we felt very comfortable in doing that.
All right. Well, we look at the defensive linemen. You have 3 guys signed, and Dylan Dallas, Darian Howard, and DeLon Mose. You have Dallas is actually was named the top defensive lineman in the state. Talk about these guys.
Well, again, Dallas and Howard come from great programs. Dallas out of Center Grove and Howard out of Warren Central, and both those kids are very explosive guys that can rush the quarterback. As you know, we graduated quite a few D linemen. We have quite a few coming back, but we needed to shore up that area of our football team, very similar to the defensive back position. And those 2 guys had great years, guys that can get after the quarterback, and we're real excited to have those 2 guys with us. DeLon Moses, a kid out of South Bend, a kid we had in camp. In one of the camps we found him this summer. Again, a guy that is a great student. He is a very talented young man. a guy that I think that will get nothing but better once we get him in the weight room, get him bigger and a little bit stronger in his upper body. He's got great lower body strength, but Mose is going to be a very, very good player for us. So we're real happy with the down guys that we were able to sign today.
All right, one more defender. You have a linebacker out of St. Charles, Illinois. I think that's up in Chicago area as well. Reese Conroy. I know he had a ton of tackles up at St. Charles North High School.
Reese is an outstanding student. Again, a kid that we found in the recruiting process. Coach Kenny Ray Augustus did a great job up there and signing those guys out of Chicago this year. And Reese is a multi-talented kid, moves very, very well, stays on his feet, makes plays. I think he's a kid that can play either of our inside positions. And, again, we're not we only lost one linebacker there from last year, and we got a young group, really, and Reese will add some great depth to that group.
Okay, let's switch sides to the offense now. Looking at the offensive line, a couple local guys you're bringing in, Cal Seifries from Roncalli right down the street, and Joe Williams from North Central.
Yeah, Cal has been on our radar again. We had him in our senior camp. It seems to be the glowing theme. So, we had him in our camp last May, and comes from a great program there at Roncalli. His dad's the head football coach there and a former teammate of mine. So we know that Cal will be a football guy and also a very, very good student. Again, a kid that is going to get nothing but better as he goes through the program. Again, we're excited to have Cal. Joel Williams was kind of a late get for us, and again, very excited about Joel. Joel's got a brother playing at Purdue and a brother playing at Ball State, and again, he's a big lineman in terms of he is probably close to 6'4" and 270 plus. Kid that can move his feet, very athletic, very gifted young man. Again, O-line is not a position where we were in dire straits, but it's hard to pass up O-linemen whenever you got a shot to go get those types of kids. So we're real happy with those two.
Okay, moving on to Twan Payton. You went down to the southern half of the state to get him. He's a running back out of New Albany.
Yes, Twan is a guy Coach Lynch found down there, and again, a great kid, great student, guy that runs very, very hard, plays very physical. He's not the biggest guy, but a little bit like Jamel McLaren in terms of running backs we've had here in the past. He's a fast kid, but he will strike you. And again, that was something that we liked about his tape is that he's a guy that got physical on the football field.
All right, looking at your tight ends now, Alex Knack out of Bishop Chatard here in town, and Zach Lytle from Mishawaka.
Yes, again, this crazy world of recruiting on a couple of our kids. When you lose some, you gain some here the last week, and Alex has been on our radar since day one, and we just didn't know where he fit in, but we're tickled pink to have Alex. I think he's going to be a good find for us at the tight end spot. Very athletic kid. Actually played linebacker and played mostly on the offensive football, on the offensive side of the football for Chatard at tailback. So it's kind of a positional switch, but we had him in for a workout. He's a big physical guy that can run and catch the football. So we're happy that we got Alex there. Zach Lytle's out of Mishawaka. Zach is another kid we found in camp this summer. And, again, kid that played, he played some tight end, but he played a lot of offensive tackle because of the offense that Mishawaka ran. But he's going to get nothing but bigger and stronger. And, again, another athletic kid that can run and catch and do some things with the football, which we like from the tight end spot. So we're happy to have those two with us, this year.
Okay, wrapping up the signees here, you have a couple wide receivers, Nathan Deneau from Lafayette and McCutcheon High School, and Colin Timmons from right here in town at Perry Meridian High School.
Yeah, starting with Colin, I think he's going to be a very, very fine receiver. Was injured this year. Kind of had the same injury Mills had in terms of having a collarbone, but was able, like Mills was, to come back late in the season. Big, physical, tall receiver, and you know how we like those guys. And we're talking about the type of guys that we have at receiver. Very Horn, Logan Young type of receiver. Big physical guy, very good basketball player, great athlete, and we're happy that Colin's come aboard. Nate, on the other hand, is kind of a smaller, quicker guy. He's gotten some looks from the upper divisions, but we were able to steal him away. Both those kids are great students and guys that come from programs where they threw the ball some. Nate actually played a lot of tailback, and we saw him in a couple camps though. So Nate, we're happy that we have Nate and Colin coming in with us.
Okay, well, I know you have another number of other guys coming in the program, and those guys can often be big pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And we've got a bunch of kids that have already committed to us, and we're happy that we have those guys. At this type of level of football, everybody gets a chance, and everybody's treated alike. And, we like I tell them when we recruit them, we're in this thing to win football games. So it doesn't matter who you are coming in. It's all production and how you handle yourself, first of all in the classroom, and then outside the classroom, and then on the football field. And, those guys, we play the best. So if those guys come in and other guys come in and compete and beat other people out, that's the way it works, And so from that standpoint, we do a good job of bringing in quality kids of great character, and kids that like to win. And, we play the best because it's all about winning.
Yes, sir. Well, great. I want to say congratulations, Coach. Looks like a great signing class you have here. And, as always, thanks for the time.
Thank you. We're excited about 214. Go Hounds.
Great. Thank you for watching.